What's going on YouTube? STIPE here, and today I'm doing a quick video on the SRT pages here, kind of how-to video. So let's say you want to play around with the racing options in the SRT Grand Cherokees and even Challengers. It's very similar in all of them how this works. You have valet mode, you have eco mode, and you have street, sport, and track. So you can control, a quick way to control it is through here. You hit sport, as you can see everything goes to sport there. If I go to track, everything goes to track. Pretty much what it adjusts is everything that you see there. I mean, your transmission, put it back to auto. Your transmission, your paddle shifters, whether you want them on or off, stability control, all-wheel drive system, your suspension and steering. You will actually have a noticeable difference when you do switch these modes. There's quite the noticeable difference when you are driving. A lot of these features in most cars sometimes don't really make a huge option. So race options you can go to, pretty much you can activate your launch control, which in the SRT Grand Cherokee you can pretty much launch it at just about any RPM within 3,500 max being. And the thing about launching it really high in the RPMs in a Charger or Challenger is it's rear wheel drive, so it will probably spin a little bit in launch control mode, but traction control will kick in. However, the Grand Cherokee is all-wheel drive, so it's very aggressive. When you do that, you can use the shift light, which pretty much it turns red on your screen and on this screen as well, both of them. So right now it's off, but you can turn it on. You can set an RPM for shift light setup. So where if you're around 5,000 RPM you want to be shifting, then you can set that at around 4,000, 6,000, whatever it may be. Let's go back to race options here. Now let's say you want to do an auto setup. From here you can completely customize your own default setting in auto mode. So let's say you always want the tranny to shift hard. You can actually not the tranny, but you can customize the paddles and the suspension and steering in auto mode. You can actually adjust it. So let's say, if you want the suspension to be a little more rough and a little more sturdy, it'll really stiffen up when you put it in track. In sport as well, especially with steering. I find in sport and track, the steering really stiffens up. It's a lot harder on your arms. You probably will want it in street if you're daily driving it. But paddles, how that works on or off. Now, when you put on, that doesn't mean that you will be constantly shifting the transmission. What that means is that you will actually be just in control of the paddles when you either put the shifter to the side or you engage one of these paddles and tap them while you are driving, and it will then turn on the paddles. And right next to D there, when you're in drive, there'll be a number which will actually tell you D will turn into a number which will identify that you are now in paddle shift mode and you fully control the transmission when it shifts. So that's pretty cool. And now all-wheel drive system too, that's really neat. You can kind of control how aggressive you want the all-wheel drive system to be. If you go 50-50, that's pretty much like being in a four-wheel high pickup truck or Wrangler. It's very aggressive. You'll feel it on the turns. Track is pretty much the same. It's just not as aggressive, but or sport or street, they're not nearly as aggressive. But for driving fast, you definitely want to be in street, sport, or track, especially if you're daily driving it. 50-50 is really if you're just in heavy snow conditions or it's really slippery wherever you are on sand or something, you're on the beach and you just need it to get out of something. I recommend putting it in 50-50 for sure. Having said that, guys, this is my video today and a kind of how-to video on the SRT pages. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back with more videos.